Welcome back, everyone. My name is Ember, and today we are continuing our One Piece journey with Volume 59. So, thus ends Marineford. This covers chapters 574 to 584. So this is the end of Ace's death scene, all the way up through the flashback part where Luffy, Ace, and Sabo form their own little band. So yeah, really solid end for Marineford. Whitebeard going out like a fucking champ. Like, just look, even on the fucking cover, he looks like a fucking badass. This was a really very interesting end to this. I did not expect it to go the way that it did. Before we get to that, though, just again, Whitebeard totally kicking ass, nonstop. Aces, that was a lot of fun. Even as he's basically dying, like at one point, I'm trying to find that fucking panel. When does it happen? Yeah, like, fucking Akainu basically breaks part of his head off, and he still continues forward. Like, part of his face gets blasted off. It almost looks like his brain gets caved in, but he's still fucking going. Like an absolute behemoth of a man that he is. And we also got kind of a bit of a reveal of, Sengoku's Devil Fruit. I'm not gonna bother looking for the panel for it, but it actually it looks like he becomes the Buddha. So his nickname of Buddha definitely tracks. I don't know exactly what his Devil Fruit is because they don't explain it, and he's still kind of in shadow, but it feels like Netero from Hunter x Hunter. So some parallels there. I'm not sure which idea came first, but interesting idea there. Looking forward to seeing more of Sengoku eventually. I am with the other admirals, because I'm sure their stories aren't finished either. Yeah. And then, of course, Ace's final death scene was really solid. His death scene here, and the flashback when Luffy is so desperate for him to accept him, really reinforcing the idea that Ace just wanted to be accepted as a person. He really wanted to overcome the stigma of being Gold Roger's son. So really, it was solid character building there. My one complaint about that is I wish Ace had been built up more in previous sagas and previous arcs. Because this arc is really doing all the heavy lifting for Ace's character. He was pretty much a mystery before this arc. So, didn't have quite the same emotional connection with him as I did with other characters who had these big emotional character moments, like people like Robin and Nami and such. So, wish there could have been a little bit more there, but in the moment, it was still really solid stuff. Really plays into the idea of family. And Whitebeard basically forcing all of his men to flee as he holds back the Navy by himself. Super fucking great. And of course, where's that fucking page? Eventually, again, I'm getting closer. I have to find this one. Eventually he does die, but he doesn't even fall over. He does not fall in battle. Fucking great play on words there. And also, no injuries on the back. They refer to them as coward's wounds, like in the wounds that you would receive when you're running away because you're getting hit in the back. All of his injuries are in the front, like hundreds of bullet and sword wounds. And it took fucking forever for him to finally die, and died like the absolute Chad that he is. Godspeed, Whitebeard. And then we also finally got a little bit more of an idea of what Blackbeard was after. Like, he really did not give a shit about the Navy at all. He just wormed his way into the Seven Warlords so that he could get to Whitebeard. And through some kind of power that's not fully explained in regards to the shadow fruit, is that what it's called? Whatever devil fruit he picked, he was able to absorb Whitebeard's devil fruit power, so now he has the black hole stuff and also the earthquake stuff. So he is essentially probably one of the most powerful people in the world at this point. Kind of terrifying. And he just wants to wreck shit. So, definitely interested in seeing where he goes from here. Honestly, I haven't heard much about Blackbeard from the One Piece fandom outside of this arc. So, I'm not sure how long it's going to take us to get back to him. But it's going to be interesting. Very excited for that. But speaking of future villains, I did love this one moment. Again, I'm not going to bother looking for it. But the moment where Doflamingo basically just takes time to just kill Gecko Moria because he just thinks he's weak and doesn't want him in the Warlords anymore. And he's just like, you're just going to be a statistic. Go fuck yourself. So, looking forward to more Doflamingo. I know he's a very popular character, so looking forward to seeing what is done with him. But then, of course, there's the what's the chapter title called for that one? I want to get it right. A Few Seconds of Courage, where Kobe, of all people, the guy from way back in the first arc of the series, stands up for just a few seconds to try and end the war, and is about to be killed by his own superior officers before Shanks makes a surprise appearance and basically tells everyone, stand down or I'm going to fuck your shit up. That one brief moment of Kobe being like, this is fucking pointless at this point. Everyone, you're just riled up and going out after blood. It was a nice little moment. It works thematically. I'm not sure if it worked narratively in the moment. I'm fine with it. There's just some mild, like, things in the back of my head going, I don't know if they would actually relent in their fight. But, of course, Shanks showing up would definitely be a deterrent. Because the Navy's, like, all riled up and they're like, we're on a winning streak. We want to fucking kill them all. Kill all the pirates. Even though so many more people would die in the process, including people on their own side. So Shanks showing up to be like, you're not going to win this without massive casualties, forcing Sengoku to make everyone else stand down. Good narrative justifier for that moment. But yeah, this was a... Oh yeah, I just happened to turn to this page. Shanks' crew looks so much more awesome as compared to, like, way back in episode, or in chapter 1, like, where they're just like this goofy little pirate gang. They just look so fucking cool and badass here. Obviously, it's been probably over a year at this point. I don't know exactly what the time, how long it's been, but they have definitely gotten more intimidating with time. Oh yeah. Another thing I loved about this volume is two things regarding Whitebeard. One, again tying back into the theme of family with this one, is Whitebeard just wanted to he wasn't super into treasure as a pirate. He just wanted to be a pirate with a family. He wanted to belong somewhere. Would have preferred a little bit more backstory, again, going into that, but it fits really well with his character that is his desire as a pirate captain. And the other thing that was so fucking like badass and awesome is with the Navy finally turns the what do you call it? The video feed back on to broadcast Whitebeard's death to like try and destroy the pirates' morale. But Whitebeard basically turns that around and confirms the existence of the One Piece. So basically justifying the entire age of piracy that they're in and spurring everyone into action. Everyone's going after the One Piece now, and with Whitebeard's territory collapsing, this is just going to turn the world into utter chaos. There's going to be a lot of power dynamics changing over the next few years in this series. And I do believe there's a time skip after this, so we're probably just going to jump right into whatever those changes are. But we'll see from there. I think that's all I have to say about Marineford, aside from Luffy just completely breaking was a really cool moment too. Like, just absolute utter defeat, total failure, and just not being able to accept it. And once he comes to after passing out, like, he just goes into this massive temper tantrum essentially, and finally accepts that his brother is dead. I have had at least one relative who did something similar when someone very close to them died. So this scene reminded me a lot of that. With that, just this anger that you don't really know what to do with, and just not being able to cope with it, the unfairness of it all. I very much know, I've very much seen this feeling in real life, people, so yeah. Good stuff, Oda. Good stuff. And then we jump right into what's referred to as post-Marineford, which is basically, I believe, a flashback. So we finally meet Sabo, the guy with the kid with the top hat. I know he shows up later in One Piece. I don't know exactly where, but he's a cheeky little kid. The idea of the gray terminal is kind of cool. Just the trash pile of the world where the law doesn't even reach. Again, a lot of parallels with Hunter x Hunter, with like Meteor City and Hunter x Hunter. Why have I never seen this brought up, that there are so many specific parallels between Hunter x Hunter and One Piece? Like, again, I don't know if it's like intentional on one author's part or the other, or if it's just like a general trope, but I don't know. It seemed that there are some really interesting parallels here that I would definitely like to explore, but that would take a lot of rereading slash rewatching. So that wouldn't be for a very long time, but it's something that's very interesting to think about. And then, of course, we get this series of Luffy being Luffy, just constantly trying to get Ace to accept him because he wants to be Ace's friend. Mostly because he just doesn't have everyone else. He hates bandits because of what they did in Windmill Village way back in Chapter 1 with Romance Dawn. And really doesn't like his grandpa because his grandpa's just trying to raise him to be a Navy soldier. And so Ace is really the only person that he wants to be his friend, and probably Sabo eventually as well. And so we get that exchange where I think it was, what was that pirate's name? The one with Blue Jam's crew, Porshami. Yeah, Porshami, whatever. That bit where he refused to reveal Ace's treasure to him because he just wants Ace to be friends with him. And Ace recognizing that Luffy actually values him as a human being and wants him to exist. That was a really nice tying in of character desires. They've meshed so fucking well together. That was really nice to see. And I think that's all I have to say this time around. The paneling insanity finally started to die down. It was still pretty chaotic early on, but once, like during the end of the battle, but once everything started to calm down, trying to find where it actually calms down. Like, the paneling's still pretty extreme, but it's not like chaos everywhere. It's much more square structure to it when everything starts to die down and when the battle is finally over. It returns to a more comic book looking structure. So that's volume 59. One more to go, and we'll be at the end of the Summit War saga. And again, as I've said for the past couple videos, tomorrow's video will be the last one for a little while. I have a lot of upcoming video projects that I have to spend more time on, and this is just eating up too much of my day. But in any case, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to leave a comment about something that I missed or just something you think is interesting, go ahead and leave that down in the comments below. My name is Ember, and I'll see you next time.